We're based in Valencia, the Mediterranean coast, and we have been working with porcelain since the 50s, when the company was founded by the three Lladro brothers. We are very proud of our achievements in porcelain, and since then we have been trying to bring the porcelain artistry to a new height. We work any kind of porcelain. We have a team of experts, sculptors and artists that have devoted their lives to work with the porcelain. We have pieces from the smallest size to the biggest size, as represented by this Queen of the Nile piece. And the Lladro brothers developed a set of techniques for the porcelain of their own that have allowed them to create these unique pieces in which the decoration is special. So I would say that porcelain at its best is our motto. As you may see here, we have many different colors, many different styles, many different techniques that we put together in our high porcelain lines, in which we put all the best of our makings. This piece is the Queen of the Nile. It's our top piece. It is a limited edition of 100 units, in which we have used most of our skills. It took us 7 years to develop the piece. Each one of them takes more than 1,000 hours of work to complete. It's made of more than 300 different parts that have to be assembled and decorated individually. For you to get an idea, the price of one of these pieces could be in the 150,000 euros range. It has been a pleasure to tell you about our company. Hope to see you soon. Nos vemos pronto.
Today, Lladro is a prestigious porcelain brand recognized all over the world and synonymous with porcelain handcrafted in Spain. Yet half a century ago, it was just the surname of three brothers with a passion for porcelain. They built a small kiln in the backyard of their parents' house where they began to give form to their first creations. This was the beginning of a large corporation, the dream come true of a family of artists and entrepreneurs who have managed to make their work known, valued and admired by millions of people around the globe. What was once a small artisan's workshop in the countryside on the outskirts of Valencia is now the city of porcelain, where over 1,000 people are responsible for the design and totally handcrafted elaboration of all Lladro creations. The artistic team at Lladro creates pieces in clay following traditional sculpturing techniques. The original model is then fragmented and each part is reproduced in plaster. Each plaster fragment is painstakingly decorated by expert hands. Lastly, the final molds are produced to make exact reproductions in porcelain. The number of molds depends on the size and complexity of the piece. Fragments are assembled using liquid porcelain paste as adhesive. Once the figurine has been composed, it is decorated. The pieces are carefully hand-painted by Lladro artists, who provide each piece with expressiveness, decorating them with the most delicate motifs. Each flower is handcrafted petal by expert hands. Varnish is first applied to glazed figurines, then all pieces are fired at high temperatures in the kiln, giving them their final appearance. The work and skills of its founders and hundreds of artists and artisans is captured in the heart of all Lladro creations, comprising the ingenuity, inspiration, exquisite attention to detail, and exacting standards of their creators. Lladro creations come from life, and like life itself, they address a wide variety of themes. These creations cast a gaze on beauty and the emotions that cuts across all ages and boundaries. These are universal and timeless themes, directly speaking to the heart and the senses. Through these pieces, Lladro depicts the same human reality expressed in very many different ways. Thanks to Lladro, porcelain reveals the secret of its endurance down through the ages. Lladro embodies the mystery of porcelain, a fine and attractive material. It is at once fragile and resistant, demanding and malleable, magnificent and warm. A material which can capture a moment forever, transmit the subtlest beauty, and create the most daring and passionate forms. A material which once had pride of place in mansions and palaces, and nowadays imbues life into the most varied decor styles in modern homes. Every Lladro piece is characterized by excellence. The Lladro High Porcelain Workshop, the brand's highest creative category, is the birthplace of its most complex pieces. These works are the result of the endeavor of the most expert artists, the know-how accumulated over decades of research, coupled with the best technical and human resources. Lladro collaborates with celebrated designers, transforming their talent into exquisite porcelain. Simple and moving pieces full of tenderness. Classic compositions where realism coexists with the most idealized beauty. Renewed classics exploring new paths and opening up new horizons. Creations combining functionality with aesthetics. Objects for personal use, art to be worn. Porcelain today is synonymous with Lladro, because Lladro has written a unique chapter in the history of porcelain, paving the way for the future.
The Lladro Historical Museum of Porcelain means a tour to the history of Lladro artisan manufacture since its foundation in 1852. There is a selection of pieces from the Lladro Historical Catalogue, all of them retired from sale and unique in most cases. This exhibition is intended to show the origins and the stylistic evolution of Lladro creations, defining its most characteristic features. It also shows those pieces which represent a milestone because of their success as well as their peculiarity in the Lladro history. The pieces are organized in decades, stressing the general characteristics that give shape to each period and the innovations, technical as well as stylistic, which lead to an evolution. The 50s, the beginning of the firm. There is no defined style yet, but an influence of 18th century European porcelain can be spotted in decorative motifs and in functional pieces. Some figures put forward the avant-garde features of the following decade because of their slender and elongated forms. 3 pieces made by the Lladro brothers must be highlighted. As for the technique, the figures get a double or triple firing in the kiln and are decorated over the glaze. The 60s, a milestone in Lladro evolution. Lladro gradually spreads its creation all over the United States first, and United Kingdom and Germany later on. The firm makes itself known with a style of elongated forms and pastel hues. Sa Harlequin in 1869 is considered to be the most emblematic piece from this period. The search of a more modern and up-to-date design leads us to works like Polar Bears in 1865 and Pheasants in 1868. Another great innovation of this decade is the use of a single firing for each piece, which allows the artisan to save time and obtain original effects on the finishes of the pieces. The 70s, an international expansion period. A technical novelty marks this decade, the use of a new ceramic material called grass. Besides allowing bigger sizes, grass provides a warmer appearance in earthy tones and a matte finish. This period is also characterized with the introduction of the first limited edition pieces and the first large group of figures. The 80s, an image of international recognition. The main feature of this decade is the innovative ability in styles as well as in finishes. As one of its main aims, the exhibition highlights a double side in Lladro manufacture, comprising the works in the most classical line and the ones following up-to-date tendencies addressed to new and alternative public. The 90s, a culminating moment. With more than 40 years of career, Lladro often looks back to the past and retakes many of its classics, like the craftsmanship of flowers, in which each petal is handmade. Imitating the 18th century biscuit, some large sculptures are manufactured in matte porcelain. Lladro vases are the ideal base for technical experimentations, showing interesting effects in glazes and crystallization.